Dr. Pandit, what do you think? What is this long COVID, protracted COVID? So really, speaking after those first 2 to 3 weeks, how long does COVID last? What is this long COVID or the post-COVID syndrome? And how are you seeing it now after almost 1.5 year of COVID?
Good evening, everyone, and good evening, sir, for the kind introduction. And as Dr. Joshi has always mentioned, especially since the second wave has started, he always says that the COVID timetable is of 2 to 3 weeks. So various terminologies have come for patients who've had symptoms beyond these 3 weeks. And to say that somebody actually has a long COVID syndrome or a post COVID syndrome, when do you actually draw that line, which would actually tell us that yes, now these symptoms are protracted? So, initial definitions of the long haulers or the post COVID syndromes were people who still had symptoms beyond 3 months. But that has now been reorganized and thought quite nicely in a way that anybody who has symptoms beyond 4 weeks from the onset of disease are called as patients who have got long COVID syndrome or post COVID syndrome. And the syndrome is a wide variety of constellation of signs and symptoms which a person can have. So, to give you some simple examples, a person may come, the most common and the most frequently complaining sign or symptom is fatigue. And you can actually see that patients come and complain of fatigue, and you can see them fatigued. You can see that they are dull, they are just sitting there, and they are not able to do work. The relatives would say that he would the patient would walk a few steps in the house and feel fatigued, and so on and so forth. Then there is complaints of sometimes brain fog. Then there are complaints of sleeplessness, digestive system problems, and there could be complaints which then can be specific. So you may actually have some inflammatory symptoms. Inflammatory symptoms, the most common inflammation and the most worrisome inflammation is the inflammation of the heart. So you have this resting tachycardia, resting heart rate, which is often very high, more than 100, more than 120 at times. And that takes a long time for this sinus tachycardia to settle down. If you have a myocarditis, which is actually the swelling of the heart, then your heart rhythm may be a problem and you are at a risk of developing cardiac complications as well. You may have inflammation of your joints and small joints, long joints. Patients come to me and say that my joints are aching, and this is good 1 month or a month and a half after COVID. So that's one of the aspects. The other aspect is that you may have problems because of autoimmune processes. Now, any viral illness may trigger your body's immunity to act against yourself. So if somebody gets infected, a virus may trigger that immunity to act against yourself. And patients who have some form of autoimmune disease are probably going to be then at risk of reactivation of that disease. For example, lupus, a bad bout of rheumatoid arthritis, which may have, or somebody who may actually have some disease like a Crohn's disease, may have a worsening of the symptoms. These are some of the things which may probably precipitate. And then of course you have a small possibility of patients who may develop complications or inflammation of the blood vessels, and those may precipitate or may trigger because of maybe what we call as stroke at times, or ischemia of the gut or ischemia of the heart. And those are the things which are very rare, thankfully. And now, of recently, even sir was discussing the other day that we are seeing some hidden viral infections within our body. Herpes zoster being the most common one, which we are now seeing, and specifically post-COVID or post-viral infection or post-vaccination herpes zoster is what we are seeing as well. So these are some of the things, Doshi sir, which I have just named a few that actually form a whole syndrome of long COVID.